Hey Columbia Elementary, today we're going to do a 1-point perspective drawing. And perspective is used to create an illusion of space on a flat surface. So today you're going to need a ruler, a pencil, and an eraser. And if your pencil has an eraser, even better. So the first thing you're going to do is draw a horizon line. And when we drew those landscapes, we drew a horizon line. And the horizon line is the line that shows the sky from the land. I'm just going to go ahead and draw it. When I have my ruler here, I'm going to draw a straight line. I'm also just going to put a dot in the center of my line. And if it's a little off, that's okay. Using this line, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw a line from this point to the corner. And this point is called our vanishing point. We are going to use this point a lot in this drawing. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. From the vanishing point to the corner. And what I'm left with is, and I can actually erase my vanishing point now. What I'm left with is a line, my horizon line, with this simple triangle. Now, to make the railroad tracks, we need to make the railroad ties, and the ties are the horizontal lines that go all the way down the track. To do that, we're going to use our ruler, and then we're going to make 2 lines for every track, and I will show you what I mean. 1 line, 2 lines. And I know that's very small, but if you color it in, you have your first railroad tie. Now, they are actually pretty close together in real life, but we're going to put the ones at the top of our triangle even closer together. And I'm going to color them in as I go because I do think visually it helps you see it a little bit better, especially if this is your first time drawing a 1-point perspective drawing. Okay, so then I want them pretty close, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to color it in as I go. And as I get down the railroad, I'm going to be making them a little bit farther apart and a little bit bigger. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to make this one a little bit farther apart and just a little bigger. Okay, and our next one is going to go right here, and we're just drawing parallel lines. 2 lines, it's very simple. And if they're not perfect, it's going to be okay because you're going to get better at this as you do it more. I mean, we'll be doing this in class, but this is an early preview. Okay. Another word we want to talk about while we're doing this is a reference line. And that's a line used in a drawing that's eventually going to get erased. And the sides of our triangle right here are reference lines. So we will be erasing them. I'm going to do 2 now, and then I'll go back and I will color them in. When we're finished, we can actually go back and either outline or color them in completely, and it will look much better. You could use colored pencils for these, but visually it's easier for you to see the railroad ties if they are shaded. Okay, and we have a few more to do. First line, second line. Probably gonna need about 1 more after this one. And my last one, which is the one closest to me, is going to be the largest one. But that line looks crooked, so I'm actually going to erase it. And that's the great thing about using pencil for this project, is if there is any lines you don't like, you can simply erase them. Much better. And like I said, the largest one is going to be the one closest to me. And if you're looking at this, it's kind of hard to tell which is a railroad tie and which one's the blank space. So that is why I'm going to color them in really quickly. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the track. The track is the part where the wheels ride on for the train. And we're going to use our vanishing point to create that line as well. So to do that, we're going to start at our vanishing point, and we're going to use our ruler, and we're going to go in we already made this one line, the one side of our triangle. Well, we're going to go a little ways in, and we are going to make one line, and I'm going to keep my pencil on the vanishing point, and I'm going to move the ruler a little bit. And what that does is it creates a second line. And after I color that in, you're going to see what a difference that makes. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to go move it a little bit in. For the first line. And the second line. Okay. Now, on the sides here, I'm going to show you that in even darker because that's on the top of our railroad ties. And when I'm finished, you can see how I created quickly a drawing that gives the illusion of space, like the track's getting farther away from you. I'm going to show you one other quick trick that you may do to make it pop even more. Now, each one of these railroad ties going horizontally across are actually planks of wood. So they have another side to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and I'm going to show you on this one because it's probably easiest to see. And I'm going to draw, I'm going to make the bottom line a little bit darker. I'm not going to go over my railroad tie, so when I get there I'm going to stop. But giving this its little edge gives it a little bit more depth. And if you even wanted to do a little bit more, you could actually draw another parallel line on all of these and color them in darker. And that gives it a little more depth. I'm going to do it on this side. If you're going to color this, you'd want to use the boldest colors at the railroad part closest to you, and then kind of have them fade as they go back, because the colors wouldn't be as clear when they get farther away. And you would see the most of this side at the one closest to you, so you'd want to make that the darkest and widest. I'm just going to do this one, and then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to outline with a Sharpie, and I will show you that when it's complete. But what you also want to do is, because this triangle is used as a reference line, you can go back and erase all the lines that go between tracks, and it helps create I always picture this railroad track like going through the mountains. So I'm just going to add some mountains here. And there you are. You are all set, and that's your first 1-point perspective drawing. It takes a couple times to get it right, so feel free to rewatch and practice.